Starchy foods like bread, cereals, rice, pasta and potatoes are a very important part of a healthy diet. Attempt to choose whole grain sorts of starchy foods whenever you'll. Starchy foods should structure a few third of the food we eat. They're an honest source of energy and the main source of a variety of nutrients in our diet. Also is starch. These foods contain fiber, calcium, iron and B vitamins. Most folks should eat more starchy foods. Attempt to include a minimum of one starchy food with each of your main meals. So you'll start the day with a whole grain breakfast cereal, have a sandwich and potatoes, pasta or rice together with your evening meal. Some people think starchy foods are fattening, but gram for gram they contain but half the calories of fat. You only got to watch the fats you add when cooking and serving these foods, because this is often what increases the calorie content. Why choose whole grain foods? Whole grain foods contain more fiber and other nutrients than white or refined foods. We also digest whole grain foods more slowly in order that they can help make us feel full for extended. Whole grain foods include wholemeal and whole grain bread, pita and chapati, whole wheat pasta and rice, whole grain cereals. Most people know we should always be eating more fruit and veg. But most folks still aren't eating enough. Try to erode at least 5 portions of a spread of fruit and vegetables a day. It'd be easier than you think. You could try adding up your portions during the day. For example, you'll have a glass of juice and a sliced banana together with your cereal at breakfast, a side salad at lunch, a pear as a day snack, some of peas or other vegetables together with your evening meal. You can choose between fresh, frozen, tinned, dried or juiced, but remember potatoes count as a starchy food, not as portions of fruit and veg. Most folks should be eating more fish, including some of oily fish hebdomadally. It's a superb source of protein and contains many vitamins and minerals. Aim for a minimum of 2 portions of fish every week, including some of oily fish. You'll choose between fresh, frozen or canned, but remember that canned and smoked fish are often high in salt. What are oily fish? Some fish are called oily fish because they're rich in certain sorts of fats, called omega-3 fatty acids, which may help keep our hearts healthy. How much oily fish? Although most folks should be eating more oily fish, women who may need a baby at some point should have a maximum of 2 portions of oily fish every week. A portion is about 140 grams. And 4 is that the recommended maximum number of portions for other adults. 2. Eat many fruit and vegetables. 3. Eat more fish. Reconnect to life, improving health and fitness. Tai Chi examples of oily fish: salmon, mackerel, trout, herring, fresh tuna, sardines, pilchards. Eel examples of white or non-oily fish: cod, haddock, plaice, coley, tin tuna, skate, hack shark, swordfish and marlin. Don't have quite 1 portion every week of those sorts of fish. This is often due to the high levels of mercury in these fish. Anyone who regularly eats tons of fish should attempt to choose as wide a spread as possible. Fats: to stay healthy, we'd like some fat in our diets. What's important is that the quite fat we're eating. There are 2 main sorts of fat. Saturated fat, having an excessive amount of can increase the quantity of cholesterol within the blood, which increases the prospect of developing heart condition. Unsaturated fat, having unsaturated fat rather than saturated fat, lowers blood cholesterol. Try to hamper on food that's high in saturated fat and have rich in unsaturated fat instead, like vegetable oils, including sunflower, rapeseed and olive oil, oily fish, avocados, nuts and seeds. Foods high in saturated fat: try to eat these kinds of foods less often or in small amounts. Meat pies, sausages, meat with visible white fat, misfortune, butter and lard, pastry, cakes and biscuits, cream, sour cream, copra oil, coconut milk or vegetable oil. Lots of people think they do not eat much salt, especially if they do not add it to their food. But don't be so sure. Every day within the UK, 85% men and 69% women eat an excessive amount of salt. Adults, and youngsters over 11 should haven't any quite 6 grams salt each day. Younger children should have even less. 3/4, 75% of the salt we eat is already within the food we buy, like breakfast cereals, soups, sauces and prepared meals. So you'll easily be eating an excessive amount of salt without realizing it. Eating an excessive amount of salt is your vital sign, and other people with high vital sign are 3 times more likely to develop heart condition or have a stroke than people with normal blood pressure. How do I know if a food is high in salt? Check the label to seek out the figure for salt per 100 grams. High is quite 1.5 grams salt per 100 grams, or 0.6 grams sodium. Low is 0.3 grams salt or less per 100 grams, or 0.1 grams sodium. If the quantity of salt per 100 grams is in between these figures, then that's a medium level of salt. Remember that the quantity you eat of a specific food affects what proportion salt you'll get from it. 5. Attempt to eat less salt. No, quite 6 grams each day. Reconnect to life, improving health and fitness. Tai Chi. It's not an honest idea to be either underweight or overweight. Being overweight can cause health conditions like heart condition, high vital sign, or diabetes. Being underweight could also affect your health. Check if you're the proper weight for your height using the link below. If you're worried about your weight, ask your GP or a dietitian for advice. But if you think that you only need to lose a touch weight, the most things to recollect are: only eat the maximum amount food as you would like, make healthy choices. It is a good idea to settle on low fat and low sugar varieties, eat plenty of fruit and vegetables and whole grain. Get more active. It's also important to eat a spread of sorts of food so you get all the nutrients your body needs. Physical activity may be a great way of consumption extra calories, and helps control our weight. But this doesn't mean you would like to just attempt to get active a day and build up the quantity you are doing. For instance, you'll attempt to slot in as much walking as you'll into your daily routine. Attempt to walk at an honest pace. Whenever we eat quite our body needs, we placed on weight. This is often because we store any energy we do not spend, usually as fat. Even small amounts of additional energy every day can cause weight gain. But crash diets aren't good for your health, and that they don't add the long run. The thanks to reach a healthy weight, and stay there, is to vary your lifestyle gradually. Aim to lose about 0.5 to 1 kilogram, about 1 to 2 pounds, every week, until you reach a healthy weight for your height. We should be drinking about 6 to 8 glasses, 1.2 liters, of water, or other fluids, a day to prevent us getting dehydrated. When the weather is warm or once we get active, our bodies need quite this. But avoid drinking soft and fizzy drinks that are high in added sugar.